Hello, Joe. Welcome to the Meowme Show. Today we're gonna talk about something you don't care about, a TV show I watched. Let me tell you some stats. The show was 14 episodes. Each episode was like 30 minutes long for a total of 420 minutes. How many times did I fall asleep? 3 times. How many times did you ask? What are you watching? 5 times. Why did I watch this TV show? Because of the movie? I wanted to watch, but there was like a TV show. Now I'll tell you the story. Ba-bam-bam. This show is a Netflix show. Also, spoiler alert, even though you'll probably never watch this show. So a long time ago, at a graduation party, two people met named Dexter and Emma. There's like this sparkle in their eyes. Then they go to her house and talk all night about I don't remember. And then they talk into the morning. He's like, in the morning time, he's like, I have to go home. And she's like, okay, I'll go with you. So then they go to his house, and his mom and dad are there to take Dexter home. He's like, Dexter, it's time to go home. And Emma was like, okay, bye. And she walks like super far away. And then Dexter comes after her. She's like, wait for me. So instead of going home, they go climb a mountain, which sounds awful, but I guess they have a great day. And the next episode is like the year or two, and was a part of this traveling theater group. She's like, I don't want to do this. I want to be a writer. So she writes a letter to Dexter, who's like somewhere not in London. I don't know where he is. Also, they are from London. They're London people. Also, in this place that's not London, Dexter is having the time of his life. He's like, I love to party. And then later his mom comes to visit him, and he's like, hey, you have to find some meaning in your life to have like a good life. And Dexter's like, I don't want to talk about this. Who cares? His mom cares. That's who cares. And then she's like, I have cancer. And he's like, ah, dang it. Anyways, a few years later, Emma's working at a Mexican restaurant and is working with some dude with glasses. Dexter comes to the restaurant. He's like, hey, here's my girlfriend, and now I am on TV. Emma's like, that's great, but she's really like, oh, that's not great. And then Dexter tries to tip her, and she's like, no, don't tip me. Ugh. You know? For some reason, later, Dexter and Emma go on vacation together. Dexter's like, I know you like me and I like you. And Emma's like, finally, we can live happily ever after. But then Dexter ruins everything. He's like, I like all girls. Let's just have fun. And Emma's so mad, and he tries to drown him. They're in the ocean, by the way. Anyways, more years later, Emma is with this glasses guy. She's still struggling with her writing, but now she's a teacher, and the principal likes her, but he's married. Then Dexter is like hanging out with his mom. His mom is like, I don't like who you are. You're being me so mean. And Dexter's like, no, I'm not. And he goes to bed and sleeps for days. And he wakes up, his dad is so mad. He's like, you're drunk. That's why your mom said you're mean. Go home. And Dexter's like, oh man. He tries to call Emma, but then Emma doesn't pick up the phone. Another year goes by in the TV show, and he's like co-host. His mom also dies, and most people don't like him on TV. And he's so sad, so he puts alcohol in a water bottle to drink, and his coworker drinks it instead, and he loses his TV show, and he's so sad. It's okay because Dexter becomes more famous later, and now he loves snow. And then Emma and Dexter go on a dinner date, and before the dinner, he's like, I have to go pee. And Emma's like left alone because the snow that Dexter likes is cocaine. Emma's like, what's wrong with you? And Dexter's like, you're just jealous that I have a career and you can't write a book. And Emma's like, oh man, we're not friends anymore. And then Dexter's like, oh no. But in like a serious way, he's so sad. So the last day of school, Emma has an affair with the principal, and this is where I go, what? Because what happened to the classes guy? The principal gives Emma stuff on. Anyways, she goes home where her stuff is everywhere because the classes guy was like, I still love you. They broke up. And he read all his diaries and about Dexter, and he's like, we didn't work out because of him. She's like, nah, because you're annoying and you never try to follow your dreams. And Gus is like, oh dang, that's so true. Gus was then like, you should really make your diaries into book. And I was like, what? A book? Dexter goes to meet his new girl's family. I call her the rich girl. and her family doesn't like him because he doesn't they don't like his TV shows, and he doesn't drink. After dinner, he gets a call from his agent, and he says to Dexter, "Oh, you're fired from TV." And Dexter's like, "Oh man!" And then he takes like a secret drink. Later, this the rich girl's family plays like this weird game, which one person is blindfolded, and the other person like hits them with a newspaper. I guess they're both blindfolded. I don't know. Dexter and the rich girl play this game, and like Dexter hits her really hard, and she starts bleeding. And he's like, "Oop, sorry." For some reason, he's like, Emma would find this really funny, but he says this is in his brain. Okay. A year later, Emma's college roommate is getting married at the wedding. Dexter and Emma meet. They catch up, and Emma was like, "Life is good, and I'm finally writing my book." And Dexter's like, "Me too. Me too. You know, I'm getting married because like the rich girl's pregnant right now." And then at the party, the rich girl is talking to Dexter's old roommate who became like super rich, and he's always been jealous of Dexter. He's like, "Dexter, my boy, come work for me because your TV life is over." And Dexter's like, "You're right. Okay, I'll do it." So in the following years, Dexter works at this guy's cafe, and Emma visits him ever so often because they're like friends again. Dexter goes home, and the rich girl starts hating on Dexter for not having a career and how much her family hates her. And her baby is like crying so much. And Dexter's like, "Chill out. You need a break." And rich girl's like leaves, and she's gonna go hang out with this girls, but that's a lie because she's having an affair with Dexter's rich boss ex-roommate because she loves money. Dexter finds out. I don't know how he found out, but like he ends up divorcing her. He takes a train all the way to Paris and meets Emma, and she's there like writing a book, like researching, I guess, for her second book. Dexter goes in for a kiss, but Emma was like, "Whoa, I'm seeing a French man now." And but then Dexter was like, "But we slept together right after I signed the divorce papers." Then the doorbell rings, and it's the French guy. He's like, "Let's go to dinner." Dexter's like, uh, "Awkward. I'm getting sick. You guys go without me." And Emma's like, "Okay, bye." And he's with the French man, but then she comes back. She's like, "I broke up with the French guy." And then she jumps into Dexter's arm, and Dexter says, "I'll never hurt you again." So in the next episode, Emma and Dexter is so happy together. Dexter opens a French pastry shop and cafe while co-parenting with a rich girl. And Emma's like writing another book, and Emma loves to swim. Emma spends a lot of time with Dexter's daughter and decides that she wants one. They try really hard to have a baby, but it's like not happening. They're just like, "It'll happen. You know, when it happens, you can buy our house for our future family." Emma's like, "That's not helpful." And she's like, "I'm going for a swim to clear my mind." Later in the day, like Emma calls Emma and leaves a message. She says, "I'm very sorry for being mad, and that we don't have a baby. We don't have to have a baby. We still have each other." And that she'll be late for like the house viewing. She's like, "Love you, bye." It starts to rain, and Emma gets on her bike and she gets hit by a car and she dies. You would think that's the ending, but no. So like later, Dexter starts to spiral and like he's drinking again, but instead of at clubs, he's at his kid's birthday parties. His dad's like, "No more of this." Like Dexter's dad, and he gives him an intervention with the rich girl, Emma's roommate, and her husband from college, and Emma's ex-boyfriend, the glasses guy, you know, from the Mexican restaurant. Which the glasses guy was like really funny because he was like, "Dexter, right now I have a wife and a child, a job, and some money. I'm super happy right now. Oh, and Emma really loved you. Don't be drinking all the time." Emma wouldn't like that. And I think like this summons Emma's ghost because she meets Dexter and says, "Everything's going to be okay." And Dexter's like, "OMG, okay, I won't drink anymore. I should spend more time with my daughter." So a couple days or months later, Dexter and his dad and the daughter go to the place where he and Emma like met for the first day, and then in the end they climb this big hill, you know, the big hill I hate. And that's the end of the story. In conclusion, did I like it? No, I did not like the story at all. Dexter didn't learn anything. I give it 5 Meowme heads out of 10 better heads. Okay, see you next time, or, you know, whatever. Goodbye.